Now let's look back at those four marvellous Saturday goals again with your commentator, George Hamilton.
Strachan's corner. And Robson! Brian Robson breaks the deadlock. Beglin. McDonald still in some trouble. Beglin's cross. Hard down. It's come to Neil. Lee. Whelan. Neil. Whelan. It's there! And now break on here for United. Stapleton. Hughes in the middle. Support from Olsen too. Meant for Hughes. Back to Stapleton. It's there! He can't believe it! As we enter the final minute. McDonald with a hopeful long ball. Kidman with the stockings round the ankles away. Dalglish to Walsh. For Dalglish again. Determination saw him through there. And looking for Rush. What a save! But it's there for Walsh. And they cannot believe it. They cannot believe it, Manchester United. 30 seconds from the end of extra time. And the
fantastic fairy tale end, but let's go right over now to George Hamilton, our commentator for what should be a tremendous game tonight.
Maine Road, Manchester, the scene for the FA Cup semi-final replay, and Keith Hackett, the referee tonight from Sheffield, having started this match a minute early, but we're still in the opening 10 seconds. It's Liverpool against Manchester United for the second time after that enthralling battle at Goodison Park on Saturday. And the big news, if you've missed it, Ian Rush is out, not lining out with Liverpool. His knee failed to come through a fitness test today, so he's replaced by Paul Walsh. And Steve Nicol is preferred in midfield to Sammy Lee. United playing with the lineup that took them through on Saturday and that won also in the league. They're the two men out, Sammy Lee and Ian Rush, out of the Liverpool team. United's lineup won them the league match on March the 31st by a 0-0 and saw them through on Saturday when, by common consent, they deserved to win, but didn't manage to get their heads in front at the finish. Liverpool then right to left, headed on by Nicol. And now Neil. Dalglish and Nicol. Walsh going wide on the right, looking for Warp through the middle. And Gidman there to cut it out. John Gidman, after the game on Saturday, said, "We've lived to fight another day," and he was the only one of the Manchester United players who wasn't obviously showing his disappointment at the result. Looking for Warp, Gidman again to get it away. And Lawrenson, McDonald unable to contact. Hogg clearing. Hansen and Beglin back. There's a whistle for an offside. Right in the middle of the Liverpool half. Mark Lawrenson then. Slightly forward at centre of the half. A yard or two pinched there. Whelan's head. And Whelan having fouled Stapleton. Paul McGrath, who did so much to subdue Ian Rush on Saturday. Rush not there to trouble him tonight. Mark Hughes. A little bit of feet up or head down. Liverpool's the free kick. Nicol. Under some pressure by that pass. Robson, too tall for Olsen. Albiston, the player, down hurt. Neil takes it up for Liverpool. Whiteside cutting it out, and Albiston still down and hurt, and in an offside position. So attention can be brought on for Arthur Albiston. Frank Stapleton just checking. Albiston took a knock on the head in that rather fast and furious opening exchange. Bruce Grobbelaar, who was eccentric at times on Saturday, but his team still survived to fight another day. Albiston, like the man bending over him there, was Phil Neal. Played in the 1977 Cup final between these two. That's Mike Duxbury doing the warming up. This would be tragic for United if they were to lose their experienced left back at this early stage. Clearly a fair old clout taken by Arthur Albiston, the Scottish fullback, and Mike Duxbury, the England right back of old, who's now lost his place in the side to John Gidman. Unlikely to be called upon at this juncture because Albiston has recovered sufficiently, much to the relief of the United fans. Play resumes with a free kick. He was offside. Times like that, the offside law, trifle ludicrous. Offside and concussed. Liverpool to try and take it up, unsuccessfully. Stapleton unable to control it. Mickle battling. And now Walk. And the whistle had gone for a little bit of overindulgence from Brian Robson. Poor free kick by Neil. Olsen. Hughes offside. Play on to the referee. No advantage. They really are thumping into each other, taking up exactly where it left off on Saturday. Kevin MacDonald now with some room. Support from Beglin. Whelan wide to the left. That's for Walk. MacDonald and Beglin. And now Ronnie Whelan. Too long. Olsen for United. Albiston, clearly none the worse for that crack on the head. And Stapleton's shaken off his marker, but not Mark Lawrenson. Spun away well, Frank Stapleton, but Lawrenson read the move. Olsen now once more. Cut out by Hansen. That was McGrath's clearance. Walk winning. Whelan. It's come to Strachan. And looking for Hughes. Hansen in charge. Well played, Mark Hughes. And Neil helping it away. It's coming to Olsen. Well, Keith Hackett right there to see what happened, but I think part of that whistling was caused by the desire to stamp authority in the game. It was by no means the most vicious challenge that we've seen so far. Keith Hackett, the referee tonight, he didn't have charge of the first game. That was George Courtney's job. Robson with a free kick for United. Lawrenson not the clean contact. Come to Gidman. MacDonald with the header away. And Walsh on. Well, now Hogg. Stapleton is a little bit too firm for him to make anything of it. MacDonald trying to get Walsh away on the early run. They got themselves in a bit of a tiz, United, there, but Walsh, just 5'7" tall, unable to compete really at the end of it all with the big men. And Liverpool bringing some order to it now. Dalglish. Feet let John Walk down. Whiteside and Robson. And that's for Stapleton. They're offside. They're all offside. And Liverpool's offside trap snapping shut with a well-practiced action. Well, certainly the atmosphere every bit as electric as it was at Goodison Park on Saturday, and the football every bit as frantic. Full-blooded cup tie. Walsh did well to get up to that. Robson in charge to play it back to Bailey.
Beglin's head to Walsh. It's come to MacDonald. And he just didn't settle on that long enough to make it worthwhile. Olsen. Hughes is onside. Lawrenson back. What a good tackle. What a good tackle by Mark Lawrenson. Hughes beat the offside trap for once, but Lawrenson's speed, agility and long legs robbed the Welshman. And that's for Dalglish to chase, but McGrath back. One Irishman taking control at one end and another doing it for his own team, but then the clearance was poor. Walsh. MacDonald. And Beglin wheeling out left again. And just a little bit too much beef in it from Jim Beglin. Liverpool attempting to prise open United down United's right. Not too many spaces. Ten minutes gone. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0 in this FA Cup semi-final replay. It's Kidman now for United. Strachan. Whiteside. And Robson. Oh, that's a great ball to Jesper Olsen. Nobody in the middle as yet. Neil, no foul. The little Dane was leaning on Phil Neal as he went through there, and Keith Hackett perfectly placed to spot that there was no infringement. Olsen definitely leaning on Neal. No question and no penalty. First talking point, and those at the other end, wearing particularly coloured spectacles, may well have seen it rather differently. But let's not forget that superb ball from Brian Robson, swept out to the left to pick out Olsen in the first place. Nicol, determined. John Walk. And the corner, the first of the match. Dalglish and Nicol, and Dalglish tugging at Olsen, and eventually the free kick is given. And the linesman there, Jim Rushton from Stoke, was on hand to spot the infringement. Well, Ronnie Whelan read that well. Hogg was always under pressure, but unable to keep it in. Stapleton, Strachan, Hughes and Stapleton on a good run here. Hughes is on the middle, but Hansen saw that coming. That was almost Liverpool-like in its conception. Trouble are yet to be tested. And John Kidman to take the throw. Good touch there from Mark Hughes. Nobody to make anything of it. Now Walsh. Kidman flattering him. Paul Walsh, who last started a first-team game for Liverpool back in March when he played against Austria Vienna and scored twice. And the same Mr. Walsh, who's deputising for Ian Rush tonight, has also got 2 this season against United, including the last-ditch equaliser on Saturday, which has brought us all back here tonight. Neil for Liverpool and Kidman for United. Beglin, a little less than assured, but recovered well. And that's Liverpool's throw. Hansen. Well won by Robson. And Robson again. Whiteside, Stapleton available. Great ball by Whiteside, but the offside flag was up. Well, it seemed for once that Frank Stapleton had beaten the trap. The angle was deceptive. Bear in mind the rule says level or behind the last defender. 2 men between you and the goal it's going to be. And Stapleton was alongside his man. Whelan won that. Dalglish in there like a terrier. Olsen come in from his wing. Strachan has stayed on his, but not far enough out. Whiteside and Stapleton combining. And now Albiston in the play. For Olsen to chase. And Neil to win. Lawrenson was always in command there. Walsh a little dragged down, but McGrath stayed off him, saw it coming, and is looking as composed as he was on Saturday. Kidman. Stapleton to try and run Beglin, but no change out of the fullback. It's only his 6th first-team appearance, Jim Beglin. Hogg with a powerful header. And Neil forced to send it back. And Hughes, who clattered into Neil there, has just been ticked off by the referee. Play continuing. Robson to Olsen. Whiteside and Robson. And Strachan's in some room. Kidman on the overlap. Stapleton is in the middle, and so too is Hughes. But John Kidman wanted altogether too much, though he's got the corner. Strachan. He finds a bit of room. Dangerous ball, but a bit of pushing with the 2 United players on the back post. Whiteside, I think, was the man who did more of it. Liverpool's goal kick. The referee nearly getting involved. Rather more than he intended. Well, there were no options for Paul McGrath there, so that was the sensible course. McDonald. Now Dalglish and McDonald again, 2 Scots together. And McDonald opening for the shot, and Bailey in trouble. Kevin McDonald's never scored for Liverpool, but he certainly had a fair old rasp of that one. Suddenly the gap opened for him, and I think Walsh's little run confused the issue, and Bailey looked none too composed, shoveling it away. Well, it's certainly been a better opening for Liverpool in this replay than it was on Saturday. 18.5 minutes gone, and Liverpool carrying the threat to United unlike anything they managed to achieve on Saturday. McGrath's free kick. And Lawrenson fouled by Stapleton.
Well, Lawrenson pushed Stapleton, but Big Frank had backed into him before that. Pleasant spring evening in Manchester. It's been a very warm day. The lights cut through the gathering gloom. It's a very pleasant evening indeed for watching a football match, and we seem to have another cracker on our hands. McGrath, Hughes with the chest. Kidman, ball was out. And Ronnie Wheeler with the throw. Beglin looking for Walk. Neil sold himself. Kidman. Strachan. Always Hansen's. MacDonald. Well, that was hit to where somebody should have been, but Nicol wasn't far enough forward. Olsen. Albiston is free on the left. Oh, that was unfortunate. He left the leg, Kevin MacDonald, and Olsen clattered over it. "20 minutes gone. It's Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0 in this FA Cup semi-final replay. Robson's free kick. And Grobbelaar always there. Strachan pouncing. Right side to Kidman. Right side. Stapleton. Nearly worked. The ball's out for a Liverpool throw. Walsh against McGrath. And a handball against Paul Walsh. And that could count as a look of injured innocence. Hughes and Lawrenson together and breaking for Neil. And again, finding himself in some bother, but he was fouled on that occasion. Phil Neal in his testimonial season at Liverpool is 10th. Beglin. And McGrath beating Walsh. Strachan. Well, I don't know about that. It's now MacDonald from that quickly taken free kick. Kidman clearing. Whelan determined to make it his. Beglin for Dalglish. Come to walk. And there was no way around Big Graham Hogg. The ball had disappeared from the reach of the 22 on the pitch. Jimmy McGregor, nearest man on the Manchester United bench, and Ron Atkinson, who just wants his team to play as well tonight as they did on Saturday. That, he reckoned, would be good enough. And they have a free kick with Kidman to attempt to put pressure on this fella. Kidman's ball. And Grobbelaar in trouble. Stapleton. Hansen getting it away. And all of that would have counted. Alan Hansen saving the idiosyncratic Mr. Grobbelaar. Kidman's free kick from the right. And he came and he came and he came and he didn't arrive. And it fell for Frank Stapleton. But thanks to Alan Hansen, it's still scoreless. There it is again. He has a habit of doing that, Bruce Grobbelaar. And in fact, it was Phil Neal on the line who got it away. Now Liverpool on the burst. Walsh. And that is not a free kick. And now we do have a free kick given against Steve Nicol. Way back, it's got to come back. And things getting a trifle out of hand. And a purely subjective view, but I thought that Brian Robson had clattered Paul Walsh, and a little bit of retribution was extracted on Robson by Steve Nicol, which has brought the free kick to Manchester United. Again, being subjective, but I do think George Courtney let the game flow better on Saturday. We've had a lot of whistle in the opening 25 minutes. Anyway, Keith Hackett is no mug as far as referees go. He's been around a bit, and he's refereed his fair share of big games, including the FA Cup final in 1981. Olsen tangling with Lawrenson. And United quickly on with it. Hughes against Lawrenson, and now Neal in there. Alderston forced to backpedal a little. Coming to Strachan. Kidman offering the overlap. And Whiteside in return for Strachan. Just not measured precisely enough, but a good move. Strachan loves to dribble. Wasn't his best clearance of the night. It's given United a throw. At least he can still laugh about it. Liverpool on with it again. Dalglish for Walsh. Hogg the marking player. Well, the option was on to use Steve Nicol, who was free on the right. He tried to play the clever ball to Walk, who was marked, and the possession and the attack have gone. Hansen going backwards. Not quite what he was intending to do. Robson to Alveston in some space. Olsen out left. Whiteside in the middle. Stapleton 2. Olsen, Neal to cut it out. Alveston fouled by Paul Walsh. Well, there's an awful lot at stake. It hardly needs repeating. But the place in 4.5 weeks at Wembley to face Everton in the FA Cup final is there for the taking, and no one wants to be the one to make the mistake that would decide it. Paul Walsh fouling Arthur Alveston. United's free kick. Grobbelaar out again. Well, if Liverpool's your team, he can't be inspiring too much confidence in you. Coming to McDonald. Nicol. Alveston. Good tight marking fullback. And Lawrenson, you'll have seen the arm outstretched. That was to tell Grobbelaar to get back. He was on his way out to play right back. Whiteside and Stapleton, and a free kick given against Mark Lawrenson. I think Brian Robson wondering why advantage wasn't played, because the ball was heading towards Olsen on the left wing. He's certainly one of the personalities of this match, our Bruce, but this is Big Graham Hogg. only 20 years of age. Hogg will take the free kick. Won by Whiteside, and Whiteside again. And again, he just wasn't quite lined up correctly. The ball reaching Norman Whiteside, who nodded it down. Hughes getting in gave him the chance to get back, but he hadn't lined up his shot correctly. Rather as he did on Saturday from a better position. Whiteside putting it past the post. Hughes chasing this for United. And Hansen getting it away. And he goes again. Whelan and McDonald. Nicol beaten by Ulverston, who is having a very good match. Half an hour gone. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 0. That was off Dalglish. Walsh to Battle, and Battle further, and McGrath. It's come to Whelan, and Walsh trying to have another go. Whiteside to clear it. Neil to put the pressure back on. Nicol beaten by Robson. Neil again, and Walsh determined. Beaten this time by Kidman, and Hogg clears it. Hell for leather from Liverpool. Hansen. Robson cutting it out. Whelan unable to control it. And just think back, it was Paul Walsh's determination that caused those problems for Manchester United. And now the chant of Liverpool goes up. It's Strachan to try and silence them. Fouled by McDonald. No nonsense sort of player, rather as this fella is. United with another free kick, and they have been making something from set pieces in the halfway line, only when they played the ball long. We're going to try and work this with a little more deliberation. Not sufficient. Hogg beaten by Dalglish, but United in the throw. Whelan away, and nobody will catch that. Really packed terraces, capacity crowd at Maine Road. No foul there. Whiteside on for Stapleton. Grobbelaar safely out to gather. Whelan to walk. Neil winning that. It's Ulverston again. Now Robson. Strachan. McDonald cutting it out. Well, there can't be any complaints about the entertainment value of this match either. Fast and furious. Beglin for Liverpool. Walsh off in chase. McGrath in charge of him. And Stapleton to Olsen. And Walk rather clumsy. Olsen does fall about a lot. A man more sinned against than sinning, but for a man who's only a little one, quite prepared to mix it. Kidman and Beglin breaking for Stapleton. Throw to United. Strachan to Stapleton. Strachan's deep cross. Robson winning it. Hughes couldn't turn. And now Dalglish, 2 against 2. Walsh further forward. Wants support. MacDonald there. And so too Steve Nicol. Now Neil. And Walsh. Coming to Nicol. Off Ulverston. And breaking for Whelan. Beglin. Good ball, Jim Beglin. MacDonald, Dalglish, Walk, Dalglish, and Gidman away. And a corner to Liverpool. Well, that was good stuff from Liverpool, and a great ball from Jim Beglin when they got caught in a bit of a cul-de-sac. And now the corner. And in that movement too, Kenny Dalglish fairly buzzed. Their second corner, Liverpool, and Dalglish will take it. And McGrath had a look sharp. Fair old turn of speed for the big fella. Got round Ronnie Whelan. Neil putting it back. Whelan. Nicol. Good tackle by Robson. There's some really quality football out there tonight. Some real fine cameo performances. And the flag on the far side has been raised to signify an offside, which didn't matter because the referee had blown for a free kick to Liverpool. Phil Neal, cut out by Robson. MacDonald, too snug for Nicol. We're a little under 10 minutes from half-time. Still no goals. Walsh fouled by Whiteside. And the tension being beckoned. Whiteside clattering in the back. Really packed house and a great atmosphere in one of the fine theatres of English football, Maine Road, Manchester, home of Manchester City. And in that crowd tonight, yet again, a fair sprinkling of Irishmen. We talked to some from Rathdowney in County Laois, to some from Skerries in County Dublin. They've come from near and far to Maine Road, Manchester, to watch this match. This is the incident again where Whiteside tackled Walsh. He was, oh yes, that was a bit naughty, Norman. And really a little uncalled for. He was going for the man from a long way out, Norman Whiteside. Anyway, to the point about the crowd and the Irish, these two teams, of course, with massive support at home. Now Neil with that free kick. Walk not tall enough. And McGrath forced into conceding the corner, about which he knew precious little. Thankfully, after that challenge, Paul Walsh is all right. And in fact, the referee is giving offside. Now, who was offside? Clearly, someone on the near side of the field from the flag that the linesman, Mr. Rushton, was raising. Obviously, Ronnie Whelan was the guilty party. He it was who forced the corner off McGrath, the corner that was not. Stapleton challenged by Beglin. MacDonald now for Liverpool. Hughes and Strachan, and much too long for Whiteside. Jim McGregor and Mick Brown both able to afford a smile. A long way from home just yet. 7 minutes to half-time. No goals. Walsh, Walk, and Nicol in room. And looking for Walk. And it's in the net of Paul McGrath. John Walk getting the congratulations for putting the pressure on the Manchester United back four Gary Bailey disgusted. But United's central defence prized open by this run from Steve Nicol. Alveston committed himself. Nicol put the lovely little cross in. Bailey was lost. Walk was up and it came off McGrath and looped over him into the net. Steve Nicol gets most of the credit, but so too does John Walk, who put the pressure on McGrath, whose intention was to win the ball. Well, he won it, but he put it in his own net. And McGrath, who scored 2 goals this season for United, both of them in the Cup, gets on the score sheet again. 1-0 to Liverpool. And poor Paul McGrath. Such a hour on Saturday. And now the villain. 6 minutes from half-time. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 1. A Walk battling again. And Nicol. Well, it could so easily have been 2, and again it was John Walk and Steve Nicol combining to open up the rear guard. Grobbelaar can't believe it. Walk battled in there. Suspicion of a handball, I thought, but Nicol pulled away well here as Alveston had to come in to tackle. And Nicol free should have buried that. And the "We Shall Not Be Moved" is the anthem of the travelling Anfield fans at the moment. Well, they say about John Walk that he can be ineffective, but he tends to pop up in just the right place. He's Liverpool's top scorer with 24 goals this season, and he popped up in just the right place to cause problems for Paul McGrath. Well, Ian Rush and Sammy Lee, out of the side for different reasons, must be feeling happier than their expressions would indicate. United coming back, Whiteside unable to connect. Neil looking for Dalglish. McGrath in. And now Alveston. Good 1-2. And it's fallen for Whiteside, who fouled his man. A really marvellous atmosphere. The top 2 teams in England, as far as support goes. Of that there can be little doubt, though Everton fans won't thank me for saying it, nor Tottenham's, nor Arsenal's. But there's always a special something when these two collide. Liverpool have had the worst of the exchanges over the years, but United are now on the rack. McDonald for Nicol. And Neil did ever so well, but it's going to get a bit messy. And Keith Hackett in to stamp his authority on it once more. Olsen fouled yet again. Alveston. Lawrenson away. Whiteside. The poor ball. McGrath. And trouble from Whelan. And now Dalglish. Wheeling away to give the support time to arrive. There was some from Walsh, but Maine Road beat him. Now the counter. Robson with 2 men forward. One of them Olsen, who's offside. Well, the better ball would have been to Stapleton, who had hung back. Two minutes to half-time, and the United fans finding their voice again. Whelan and now Kidman. Throw to Liverpool. wants him back a bit. McGrath, the winner. And then Robson. And on from Whiteside, who's had a bit of a go at Ronnie Whelan off the ball. A minute and a half remaining. 1-0 to Liverpool. The goal coming 5 minutes ago off the unfortunate head of Paul McGrath. Hughes picking out Albiston. Neil to Walsh. Got the confidence to try and run Graham Hogg. Robson, who's everywhere, back to do the tidying. Lawrenson and Hughes. Throw to United. We move into added time. A couple of stoppages in the first half. Injuries to Arthur Albiston and to Paul Walsh. So we're playing the added time at the end of the first half as Robson plays it wide to Kidman. Trying to take on Beglin without any success. As Whiteside cut it out. And Dalglish through Whiteside to give away the free kick. And the name of Kenny Dalglish is going in the book. Now, Whiteside went to collect, and Dalglish went straight through and took the feet from under him, and so becomes the first man in the replay to be booked, Kenny Dalglish. And Grobbelaar again losing control. Unfortunate that the foul was given against him. And well, he might afford to smile. That was a lesson in Grobbelarian geometry, suggesting that the United man wasn't 10 yards away. McDonald. Hog away. Stapleton, too far for Hughes. And the whistle goes. The first half has ended, and the cheers, mostly those of the Liverpool support, grateful that their team has gone in a goal in front off the head of Paul McGrath. Nicol on the right, prizing open the defence. John Walk in the middle, on the left of your picture, causing the problems for Paul McGrath. And it was off his head that the ball looped over Gary Bailey and into the net 6 minutes from half-time, which leaves it at Maine Road standing Manchester United 0, Liverpool 1, and Liverpool in the lead for the first time in this semi-final. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be joining the second half in just a minute. So Liverpool go ahead for the first time in the semi-final, as George Hamilton said, with that goal. We'll have a look back at that in just a moment. But there was almost a goal to United earlier on when Grobbelaar came off his line. That's his Achilles heel, it seems. And he let the ball go through his hands. Let's go back and have a look at that particular incident. Gidman sent it in and Grobbelaar just misses it.
Gidman's ball. And Grobbelaar in trouble. Stapleton. Hansen getting it away. And all of that would have counted. Alan Hansen saving the idiosyncratic Mr. Grobbelaar. Gidman's free kick from the right. And he came and he came and he came and he didn't arrive. and it fell for Frank Stapleton, but thanks to Alan Hansen, it's still scoreless. There it is again. He has a habit of doing that, Bruce Grobbelaar, and in fact it was Phil Neal on the line who got it away.
Well, Grobbelaar full of those antics, and Liverpool there with a narrow escape. Well, not of that goal. There was very little between them up to this particular point, I thought, but Steve Nicol came with a wonderful run on the right, and we can have a look back now at that particular goal. Paul McGrath will certainly rue this one. Let's take a look at it.
Yes, 7 minutes to half-time. No goals. Walsh, Walk, and Nicol in room. And looking for Walk, and it's in the net of Paul McGrath. John Walk getting the congratulations for putting the pressure on the Manchester United back four. Gary Bailey disgusted, but United's central defence prized open by this run from Steve Nicol. Alveston committed himself. Nicol put the lovely little cross in. Bailey was lost. Walk was up, and it came off McGrath and looped over him into the net. Steve Nicol gets most of the credit, but so too does John Walk, who put the pressure on McGrath, whose intention was to win the ball. Well, he won it, but he put it in his own net. And McGrath, who scored 2 goals this season for United, both of them in the Cup, gets on the score sheet again. 1-0 to Liverpool, and poor Paul McGrath, such a star on Saturday, and now the villain. 6 minutes from half-time, Manchester United 0, Liverpool 1. A Walk battling again, and Nicol. Well, it could so easily have been 2, and again it was John Walk and Steve Nicol combining to open up the rearguard. Grobbelaar can't believe it. Walk battled in there, suspicion of a handball, I thought, but Nicol pulled away well here as Alveston had to come in to tackle, and Nicol free should have buried that.
Well, he certainly should. What an ironic result it's going to be if Liverpool win by that goal scored by Paul McGrath there. And the latest news from home is that Galway United have won through to their first ever FAI Cup final. In the semi-final replay at St Mel's Park this evening, they beat Limerick City by 1-0. John Mannion getting the Galway goal. That was in extra time. So the Westerns are through to Sunday week's final, where they'll play Shamrock Rovers, and that means that they're automatically through to European football. For Galway will play in the Cup winners competition. Rovers already into the Champions Cup as league winners. And of course, that is 2 players sent off. That was an extra time at Mel's Park. Eamon Deasy of Galway United and Limerick's Fergus McDade. Well, we'll be back to that second half in just a moment after this break.
Back at Maine Road, and the second half is just seconds old, and Liverpool playing left to right with the benefit of that goal from the head of Paul McGrath, the own goal, making it Liverpool 1, Manchester United 0 at half-time. No changes on either side at the interval, and no attacks as yet in the second half. Stapleton to Robson, and he's found some room. Robson. Right out of the top drawer. After 73 seconds of the second half, and I think he's thanking somebody. He was never going to stop that. An absolutely superb goal from Brian Robson, set up by Frank Stapleton. Robson saw the gap as Hansen committed himself. And what about this for a finish? On the favoured left peg. Pick that one out. Brian Robson going all the way after 73 seconds of the second half, and the tie is blazing fiercely again. Well, after Saturday, when he gave the credit for the first goal to Mark Hughes, it meant he hadn't scored in the FA Cup. Now he has, and how? Brian Robson's 12th goal of the season, the first in the FA Cup. It could be so vital. Liverpool's commanding lead is annulled straight away. Strachan going through. Goal kick, free kick. Keith Hackett determined again to leave no doubt as to the interpretation, and that tells its own story. Popular message in Manchester. Nicol for Walsh, and McGrath can breathe again, saved by his skipper. And those goals coming either side of half-time within 7 minutes of each other. And now MacDonald didn't really get hold of it. Though the relief that he must feel, having given away the own goal, Paul McGrath, a chance to reassert himself as a defender. So as a cup tie, it's given us 6 goals, and it's still almost half its course of its replay to run. And who knows, could there be extra time again tonight? Whiteside forward. Lawrence beating Hughes. Neil completing the job. And Whiteside, that was silly again from Norman Whiteside. His own man was in control. He intervened to impede the Liverpool man, and a good piece of refereeing from Keith Hackett. No nonsense suffered from the Belfast lad. We saw a cracker of a goal at Goodison on Saturday from Ronnie Whelan. That one from Brian Robson was every bit as good. Kidman and Strachan playing right back. Nothing in that for Walsh. Hughes. The chant is there's only one Brian Robson. I think Mr. Atkinson and the rest of the Manchester United first team would approve. Whelan, that was a sensible ball to MacDonald, seeking out Walk, and United in terrible trouble with Bailey appearing to overcommit himself and having to scramble to put away Hogg's backward header. It's fair to say we're not seeing goalkeeping at its finest in this match, but we're seeing some good football nonetheless. And who would argue that the goalkeepers aren't in song? It can add to the excitement quotient. MacDonald fouling his man. Dangerous moment for United as Hogg was in some trouble, and Bailey, look where he was. Robson's head. Olsen and Robson and Whiteside battling in there. Whiteside winning a free kick. Albiston's kick. Off Lawrenson, Whiteside, Stapleton, and now Olsen. Leading them a merry dance, but all to no avail. I think even Frank Stapleton was amused by all that. A few worried faces there. Liverpool's bench. Their team, it would appear, has lost the initiative. 1-1. 8 minutes of the second half gone. Strachan and Hughes. Kidman. Jim Beglin, whose total of first-team appearances for Liverpool tonight equals the number of Irish caps he possesses, 6. But he looks far from being a cub in this very fine Liverpool team. Nicol on. Stapleton, Olsen, and Albiston on the run. Hansen covering. Alan Hansen read that very well indeed. Albiston found a bit of a gap. Hansen was across the cover. Throw is to Liverpool. And another free kick, and another man down hurt. Here is Jim Beglin. But no need for attention. They make them tough down in Waterford. Kidman. The old head there got him out of that. Robson, and Robson was fouled. John Walk just impeding him, obstructing him. Indirect free kick. Olsen. Whiteside. Out off Neil. Olsen to Robson to Kidman to Strachan, right the width of the field. And Stapleton dispossessing MacDonald. On from Nicol. Olsen. Hughes and Lawrenson in a tangle of Hughes' making. Liverpool's free kick. Dalglish, supported by Nicol. Dalglish again. It was worth a try. Through a forest of legs. But Bailey was in the right place. Dalglish shimmying through to find the angle for the shot. But Bailey, who must have seen it late, did well. It's now Nicol for Liverpool and Neil. Dalglish again. And Walk. And Bailey bravely out. United slack Walk very nearly there to pounce. And again, fashioned by Dalglish, who threaded that ball through, and United didn't seem alive to the danger. Brave by Bailey again. Strachan on Beglin, and offside against Mark Hughes. That was somewhat wayward. And Nicol trying to get Dalglish away. Dalglish against Hogg. A trifle untidy. Olsen now. Running nowhere. McDonald to Walsh, who has figured very little, it must be said. Taken another knock. Strachan. Stapleton out left. And now it's forward to Hughes, who's onside. 2-1. Sheer brilliance from Mark Hughes as the United bench on its feet again. After 58 minutes of the game, Gordon Strachan's mazy dribble. Stapleton was screaming for it on the left, but he spotted Hughes, and how well he timed his run. Put it there, he said to Strachan. That's precisely what the Scotsman did, and the Welsh finish was final. Strachan's dribble. Hughes, United's top scorer, burying it past Grobbelaar. And that's 2-1 to United, 58 minutes on the clock, and for Mark Hughes, a 24th goal of 1984-85. If you've time to draw your breath, I suggest you reflect on the quality of this cup tie too. This is something special. We had it on Saturday, and we're having it all over again. And United, who went 1-0 down just before half-time, have now seen Mark Hughes put them ahead 2-1. And the onus right back on Liverpool. Strachan again. And Phil Neal getting out of one tight corner, but getting into another one. And the ball will beat Norman Whiteside. And Mr. Grobbelaar on another excursion. And there's the story told in bright lettering on the electronic scoreboard. Mark Hughes, scorer of number 2. Brian Robson, who got the first. The second minute of the half, cancelling out the own goal by Paul McGrath. And now it stands 2-1 to United. Lawrenson winning that. Whelan now to Beglin. And Lawrenson again. Neal. Nicol. Tripped by Norman Whiteside. Liverpool with another free kick. There have been a lot of free kicks in this match. We're 31 in the first half, and this is the 7th of the second. The second half is just 15 minutes old, 16 minutes old. And in this 17th minute, Liverpool have a corner. which is their second of the second half. Dalglish going back his way. Walk on the back post, Bailey with a fist. Wouldn't come down for McDonald. Well, he recovered terribly well out of that. The ball seemed to hang there and hang there. And eventually when it came, the shot that he fashioned was sufficient to put pressure on United and win another corner. He did well to control it and get the shot in. And Bailey having to scamper back and give away another corner. Albiston in the near post. Nichols' corner, proving no trouble at all for Gary Bailey. Hughes won it, and it's now Strachan, helped by Gidman. Stapleton laying it off to Gidman. Beglan putting it out. Hughes, Beglan marking him. And causing enough problems to force him to lose control of the ball. Helped on there by Whelan. It's broken to McDonald. Cleared by Whiteside. Lawrence in the last man back. Liverpool composure helping them out of that tight spot. Won by Walk. It's now Neal. Walk again. Off McGrath's head. Whelan. Albiston clearing. Dalglish. Olsen back. Dalglish crowded out at the end by Albiston. Hughes, Stapleton, Albiston, Olsen, Albiston, and they got out of that very well. And a super ball to Gordon Strachan. It wanted the ball to Gidman on the wing. Hansen, cut out by Strachan, who's playing all over the place on that right side. And now Gidman, Strachan gone on the overlap. And Gidman to Stapleton, who's offside. Well, it's a dubious tactic, this offside trap. If you're very, very good at it, it can work all the time. But Liverpool have been caught once, and they're 2-1 down. Trying to beat Beglan. Beglan in turn appearing to try to beat Grobbelaar. And a whistle for a flag on the far side. Jim Beglan winning the free kick. Phil Neal, Liverpool's captain, looking for instructions. Hogg commanding. Handball surely by McDonald. The referee was unsighted, so Liverpool play on. Whelan. Beglan crowded out. Gidman. It's what might be described as running around in circles. Liverpool at the throw. Whelan with it. McGrath clearing. And Stapleton against Lawrenson. He always had a favour of the Liverpool defender. And McGrath beating Walsh, and Whiteside helping it back to Bailey. I wonder if he is wondering just what difference Ian Rush might have made. The Liverpool centre forward ruled out with a knee injury, and Paul Walsh has really struggled to make any kind of impact at all. Midway through the second half, it's Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. Neil's throw. Dalglish, too long for Nicol. And there's the chant again. The Reds, who are playing in white, getting plenty of support. Manchester United, in their home city, of course. Olsen for them. And still Jesper Olsen, looking for Hughes once more, but Hansen saw him off. And there's Mike Duxbury, Manchester United substitute, just preparing himself should he be required. Very often such a move can be a suggestion to those on the field that change is being contemplated and perhaps they'd better get their act together. Perhaps there's somebody out there who's feeling a little twinge or two and needs to be replaced. Duxbury, a versatile player, has played right back for England, also operates at the heart of the defence or in midfield. And that was a fortuitous bounce, given Steve Nicol possession. And Walsh easily brushed aside. Good length in that clearance from Bailey. Gidman. Walk beaten by Alveston. And a free kick against Norman Whiteside, who felt the weight of Phil Neal's hand in his face, but Whiteside had committed the indiscretion first of all. Lawrenson and Neal, and Lawrenson. Dalglish. Looking for Nicol, and Hogg putting it away. Nicol quickly on with it. Dalglish again. Nicol, and Robson back. We have a corner to Liverpool. Dalglish. McDonald. And that was very nearly spectacular from Johnny Walk. Danger not cleared. Dalglish. And another corner. Well, they got it into the danger zone. And Walk was very nearly spectacular with the overhead kick. Now Neal and Dalglish. Coming towards McDonald. And Lawrenson up there too. And that's out for a goal kick. Lawrenson's the final attempt on goal. Going behind, so Gary Bailey has the goal kick. There's about 18 minutes of this FA Cup semi-final replay left. The scoreline: Manchester United 2, Liverpool 1. Duxbury still limbering up. And Liverpool know the feeling so well. 1-0 down, approaching the end of 90 minutes on Saturday, and then Ronnie Whelan found a goal from nowhere. Now they're 2-1 down, right as they were at the end of extra time on Saturday when Walsh pulled them back. 2-1 down here at Maine Road in the replay, and it's all up to them. Neal challenged by Stapleton. Now Lawrenson. Olsen to Stapleton. Advantage played, but not now. McDonald fouling Whiteside with a biter bit, you might say. It used to be Norman Hunter who was said to bite your legs. Now Norman Whiteside may be said to do something similar, though on that occasion he felt the weight of McDonald's challenge. He's recovered. Duxbury continues his lonely progress up the touchline. Albiston's free kick. Stapleton. Cleared by Beglin. And Beglin again, back to his keeper. Beglin taking it on his own. Lawrence Strachan back covering. Very competent performance as a defender. And Beglin pulling down Brian Robson. Kidman. Beglin again, the guilty party. Howling Hughes. United with one of those positions that they love. Robson. Opening for another shot. And trouble for Grobbelaar. Hughes. And Grobbelaar doing well this time. A difficult ball from Robson in the first place. He did well. Olsen, no offside. Grobbelaar right out of his goal. And asking for a little bit of assistance from the linesman. And United's voice is stronger. Albiston. Whelan to clear it to Dalglish. Whelan. And now McDonald. Nicol was asking rather a lot of Kevin McDonald to take that return pass. And Robson giving it to Dalglish. And thankfully for Robson, Dalglish's control letting him down. Strachan to Hughes. Now Gidman. That's Gary Gillespie, Liverpool substitute, who is an out-and-out central defender, so there aren't too many options open to Liverpool if they want to change the tactics. United coming forward through Whiteside. Hansen. Now Whelan and McDonald and Robson bringing order to the chaos. free kick against John Walk, whose performance tonight has scarcely fallen into the category of incisive. Kevin McDonald to Begley. A little chalk required on that cue. Now Gidman for United. And a goal kick. And we just have the impression that this semi-final replay could be slipping away from Liverpool. They've given it their best shot, they've taken the lead, but their fans are now quiet. They're now 2-1 down. Walsh, McDonald, and Olsen on the break. Stapleton left, Hughes right, and Strachan too. Olsen for Strachan, Hansen covering. Free kick against Strachan. Well, we're having the substitution on the Liverpool side. Gary Gillespie is about to come on, and they want to take off Kenny Dalglish. And that really is sad. Dalglish, who had an injury problem, has struggled to make any kind of impact. Liverpool without Ian Rush from the start, and obviously not happy about Kenny Dalglish, and he departs the fray, and that is not a popular decision among the Liverpool fans. Dalglish is off, and on goes Gary Gillespie. Former Coventry City central defender, has been living in the shadow of Mark Lawrenson and Alan Hansen at Anfield. Dalglish will see out the remaining 11 minutes of this game from the dugout. Now Liverpool with Whelan in towards Walk. The little layoff, Gillespie trying to bustle in, but 11 minutes from the end of a semi-final replay is scarcely the time to be attempting to make an impact out of your normal position, and that's precisely what's being asked of Gary Gillespie. Phil Neal handling. Well, what must he be thinking now? Said to be the most lethal striker in Britain, unable to take a part because of the dicky knee, and I'm sure he'd dearly love to be out there for the final 10 minutes. His team 2-1 down. Whiteside's was the shot. And the face of a beaten man, I think. Kenny Dalglish withdrawn. And Liverpool 2-1 down. Olsen springing his step. Off Walk, the throw to United. Yes, Liverpool's first half performance was much superior to the performance in the second half. Robson thundering in that goal in just the second minute of the second half, cancelling out the lead. And then Mark Hughes scoring an absolute beauty too. And United always the more sprightly in the first attempt, the first semi-final. The semi-final itself gradually rediscovered themselves in the privacy of the Maine Road dressing room at half-time, and have commanded this semi-final replay in the second half, and are well worth their 2-1 lead. But we saw Houdini in action on Saturday at Goodison Park. We've 8 minutes to see him reappear again in a red shirt. And maybe we should point out that Liverpool haven't lost in their last 7 visits to Maine Road, no matter who they've been playing, be it Manchester City in the league, or as last year when they came here, having drawn the Milk Cup final at Wembley and beat Everton by a goal to nil, a goal of superlative quality from Graham Souness. Is there still something left in the Liverpool locker? We shall see. Neil's free kick. Bailey fouled by Gillespie. Beglin winning, up to Gillespie. McGrath beating him, but it's fallen for Whelan. Walk. The deftest of touches, and Nicol could have been in. And should we be pondering now that when Gary Bailey conceded the first goal off the head of his own defender, Paul McGrath, within a minute Liverpool could have been 2 up. But Steve Nichol's shot went wide, and at the other end of the first half with Phil Neal clearing off the line when Ruth Grobbelaar had the head staggers. So there's been precious little in it, but the little there has been in it has been Manchester United's. And McGrath regained his composure after that lapse earlier on. Mark Hughes holding hands. Did well to get the ball away. Strachan. Kidman's gone wide. Stapleton. In the eye of the needle, too fine for Gordon Strachan. Hansen showing admirable aplomb in a difficult situation, but Liverpool are 2-1 down, don't forget. May be very pretty, but it's at the wrong end of the pitch. Robson, Strachan, and that's going to be a talking to for Jim Beglin. Felt the full weight of Jim Beglin in his back, Gordon Strachan. Well, I'd suggest it was over-exuberance on Beglin's part that got him into that position, pumping into Gordon Strachan. This was the incident. Strachan controlling it in his chest, and Beglin, I think, clumsy more than anything else. One of the rare occasions in which he's shown inexperience. Ron Atkinson and his assistant Mick Brown know that there's precious little time left, that they've got to hang on for 5 minutes, and they'll be back at Wembley. Strachan recovered. Stapleton. Strachan. Stapleton. And looking for Olsen. And Neil to bring it away. Nicol. Determined run. Robson, the challenging player. It's come to Neil. McDonald. The wrong ball to walk to Whelan. Strachan. Stapleton. And now Kidman. That'll do nicely for Manchester United. Three and a half minutes to go. Manchester United lead Liverpool by 2-1. Paul McGrath put it into his own net for the first, but Brian Robson and Mark Hughes, with goals superlative quality, have put United in front. And here goes Hughes again. And Olsen taking it up. And Olsen fouled, obstructed by Nicol. Keith Hackett, none too impressed by the bouncing Dane. And while he's given the free kick to Manchester United, he's also had a word to Jesper Olsen about his antics too. I think that was a broad Yorkshire for calm down, and I think that's a wise word from the referee, because Olsen is rather impetuous, and certainly at a time like this, it's not a time that he'd want to get himself into any bother. 2.5 to go. Whiteside playing with a corner flag. And I guess he's a United fan. Whiteside against Nicol. And Neil. And now Nicol. And another whistle. Well, United know what the FA Cup's about. They were there the final in 1983 when they beat Brighton. Before that, they beat Liverpool in 1977. Liverpool, by contrast, have piled up the honours. A record 15 league championships. What have we got here? A little bit of aggravation. Ian Rush shouting the odds. And there's going to be a telling off for the men involved in that. Kevin MacDonald seeking vengeance on Mr. Olsen. That could be described as thigh high, and Kevin MacDonald's name has gone in the book. It's sad that it's ending this way in ill temper. Maybe it's just as well there's just a matter of minutes to go. The Liverpool bench seem to know that as we move into the final minute that their chances have gone. They may have won a record 15 league championships. They may have won the League and Milk Cup 4 times and the European Cup the same number of times. But they don't know about the FA Cup. Only Bill Shankly managed to win it in 1965 and 1974. The rest, the Bob Paisleys, the Joe Fagans, have struggled. And it looks like it's so near yet so far again. United beat them in the semi-final replay in 1979. Appear to be on the march in similar circumstances again. 44 minutes and 50 seconds on the watch. 2-1 to Manchester United. And extra time in this one looks distinctly unlikely. Walsh can't work the oracle this time, but he's won the free kick. In similar circumstances that he pulled out the goal at Goodison Park. But in fairness, you must say it's a much more dispirited Liverpool at this juncture. We've now played 20 seconds of added time. We're into the time Keith Hackett's adding on for stoppages and injuries. Beglin into Walsh, and no trouble at all to United, who know they're nearly there. The first Merseyside FA Cup final is going to wait for another year. Manchester United are surely now on their way to Wembley. Everton await on May the 18th, and United have earned their place alongside them. Lawrenson away from Stapleton. The ball is out, and United have a throw. Atkinson has had enough. We have had 3.5 hours of football. It has been spellbinding, but it now appears to be seconds away from its conclusion. It's all over. United are there. The pitch is awash. There's a wall of noise, and the emotions flow right over. Manchester United are back at Wembley for the second time in 3 seasons, and the worthy winners of an epic FA Cup semi-final. 2 hours at Merseyside on Saturday, 2-2 the score there, and then they came here. 6 minutes from half-time, Paul McGrath made it 1-0 to Liverpool with an own goal. But a minute and 9 seconds into the second half, there was Brian Robson, the man who's being mocked, who pulled one right out of the top drawer. to tie them up. And then, 13 minutes into the half, Mark Hughes with an equally memorable goal, set up by Gordon Strachan, made it 2-1 to United. And there it stayed, and there it's finished. It's Manchester United against Everton on May the 18th. United have beaten Liverpool by 2-1.
Well, a well-deserved win for a fighting United there. We'll have